again, Average Anglers, to another video at Acorn. I'm on the Peg21 again, which even I can't believe that I keep drawing these pegs 21 and 22. I've missed the all in again, which I can believe because I keep missing it every blooming week, but this is entirely my fault because I've been faffing about. I'm still faffing about. So I've only really got 2 rigs set up at the minute, but I can set more rigs up as I go along. I don't worry about that, generally speaking. I'll just get on with it. I'm going to blast on the corn today. I'm just going to go over. I've got a little line up against the mud line set up and just go over on corn and be nice and positive to start with. So this is my first put live on camera. It's a Tuesday midweek affordable down at Acorn. Wow, it's a 1 hour update and I ain't caught anything yet. Fish tight over trying to do mudline fishing with ground bait, corn. Tried a bit of pellet as well because the corn, had a couple of indications on the corn, but didn't really turn into anything. Put some pellet on, didn't even get any indications on the pellet, went back to corn, a couple of indications, but I think they were just big fish cruising down that far bank and they weren't really feeding. They were just getting liners, so I decided to just slap. So I just went out there, just fished just short of the far bank and just slapped for 20 minutes. Oh, that bite there. Just slapped for 20 minutes. Had one carp come to it and spook off. I don't know whether or not I just laid the rig over his back or what was going on there, so I stuck at it for a bit longer thinking maybe if I just keep going they'll come every now and again, but I just didn't get any more luck on that. Looking around, no one's catching a lot of fish. It's odd fish come out. A lot of people that are catching silverfish, sort of tench and bream. So I just decided to come down on the short lines, top kitten one. I've got a top kitten one line right and left, down at the bottom of the shelf. And I've just got an expander on the hook. I'm feeding 6mm Scratins pellets. And you just saw me there strike up my first indication, which is hopefully you saw me strike up my first indication. Maybe you didn't, if I was on the camera set right, but that's my first bite. That was a good bite. That was a good fast dink, so it was either a very big liner or probably a decent fish. Right guys, finally hooked something. It's 12:30. I'm fishing for 2.5–3 hours on the way up. Basically I've got a pasty in the net so far. Now I've got this, which is a tiny bit bigger than the pasty that's in the net really. I'm catching, I caught him down the margin on paste. So, not a bad time for an update really. I've been trying all sorts of stuff. And I put a load of baiting up against the far margin, a load of ground bait, and fish came to it. And I tried to fish paste over the top, and I hooked 2, lost them. And I tried to fish the paste over there, but it's just a little bit breezy. A little bit hard work. With paste, you've got to, if it's blowing around, it pulls the hook out the paste. So I've come down the margin thinking, well, if they get over there, though, it might be down here, and just foul hooked one. Come back in and add that one. Not sure if the fish are not quite as big as I think they are, so I'm just trying to fish with some slightly smaller balls of paste. And see, the problem is I'm fishing too big a ball. I don't know if you can see down on this margin here. Maybe the problem has been that I've been fishing too big a ball. also I'm on a bit of a slope, so I'm having to firm the pace up a little bit more. The last one was on a firmer bit of pace than I would normally use because they're just rolling the bait down the slope and then the hook's pulling out with the buoyancy of the float. They're definitely coming straight to it as soon as it goes in. It's just a case now of working out what sort of size paste they want and what sort of texture they want, or what sort of texture is going to work for me. So I've hooked one from down on the right hand side. This time it's been on for more than a minute, so maybe it's actually going to stay on. Just slopping in some ground bait with it, just to draw the fish in. And the fish were coming, but I couldn't hook them, so what I've done is I've started to be really precise, cupping it in, really precisely laying the rig over the top. I just had this one. This one just nicely in the top lip. Just a second carp down in the margin. I've just decided to try and put some paste down in this right hand margin because I'm putting ground bait down there. The carp won't come into it, but they will not take a bait. So I thought, well, I'll mix up some paste if they're after the ground bait, and we'll try and catch them on the ground bait. So I've not really got the right paste rig or anything, I've just got a margin rig that I've pulled all the shots up underneath the float. I'm only fishing 10 inches deep, right up against the bank. This is a lively one. It's 3 o'clock now. I've only got half an hour, and I've got, well, you know, I've got £8 in the bag, so I'm nowhere. It's an absolute joke, £8. I know that if this match had carried on for another hour now, I'll probably have £108. I cannot do anything with this guy. He is really putting up a scrap for himself. Does not want to be, he's not big because he's swimming too fast. I can't do anything with him. So I'm starting to wonder whether he's hooked in the chin or something. He's just absolutely on one. We're nearly finished now. I've only got £15 in the bag. Just picked up I've hooked another carp down the margin on the paste. It's a bit of a shame really that I clocked this a bit earlier. I feel like I probably could have done this a bit earlier. I mean, it's slow going, you have to wait, but when they're there, when they come in, they have it. You can see them coming. You can see them coming into the swim. I'm going to have time for another one. So I'm just under the chin now. What's going on today with that? Right. Wow, that is as hard as I've known acorn fish for a long time. Just all packed away now, and I'm just standing here at my peg. This is the peg I was fishing today, Peg21. Just thought I'd do a little bit more to camera because I'm not sure what I've got, because not a lot happened. So I didn't do a lot of recording and my cameras were playing me around. So I thought I'd just do a little bit, just running through what happened. So Peg21, generally people get drawn towards the bridge. You can catch a lot of silvers up against the bridge, but you rarely have a good day bagging on the carp, except maybe right in that corner. But as you can see, the wind's blowing in there and it's all smeggy, and I'd actually cleaned it out once, but I knew that the wind was just going to blow all the smeg down, which means you can't get your float in. So I decided to avoid that, set up a rig to fish in here on the mud line.
I had a rig that would fish in here and also in here, and I was going to fish the mud line for the first hour, see how things were going, and then my plan was to drop short, fish a line down here and a line down here at the bottom of the slopes and just pick off fish. And that was my very, very rough outline, and then I was just going to work the rest out as I go, as I generally do. I don't try to be too prescriptive, otherwise it just never works out like that. Anyway, over there I never caught anything. I foul hooked one fish which took me through a snag and bust me up length. I started out over there feeding corn, then I tried 6mm pellets, then I tried ground bait, and I got indications and little signs, but fish were just sort of coming in, but felt like they were coming in shallower than the float, even though I was only fishing in sort of 12 inches of water. That's what the carp tend to do here. They'll come and investigate the feed, but they don't really want to play the game. So I had to come off that. Oh, accidentally turned my video off there, so I'll start again. So I had to come off that line because just nothing was happening. I've been on it for an hour or so. So I came down to my short lines, and I fed those with 6mm pellets. Fished expander over the top, had a couple of indications, and I actually upped a couple of fish, but both of them came off straight away. Suspect, this was sort of in this area here, I suspect the foul hookers, probably fish that were shallow again. This is very deep here, sort of say very deep, the deepest part, one of the deepest parts of my swimming, about 4 foot, but that's probably as deep as this fishery gets. So after persevering with that for a while, I sort of ran out of options. I found that my rig that was fishing over there actually enabled me to fish down here, so I fished down here for a while and fed a few bits, but again it just didn't happen. I then went back over and tried back over, but nothing really happened. Eventually, after about 2.5 hours, I picked up a stocky carp down on this line, but that was about it. And I just really struggled to put anything together at all, any bites. I was fishing far too positive. I hadn't bought any baits for silvers with me, I just got hard pellets and corn, and so I sort of backed myself into a corner. Long story short, I eventually started catching some fish right in here. I put a fair bit of bait in just to see what would happen, and the fish did come in, a bit of ground bait, but they were really difficult to catch on any bait at all, but they were definitely coming to the ground bait. So I quickly got off my box and mixed up some paste, and with a ad hoc sort of paste set up, it wasn't proper paste float, it was just the rig I had, and a pole cut, but it was only top kit and 2, so it was easy enough to reach. And I had most of my fish out there in the last sort of hour and a half, and they weighed 22 pounds for coming absolutely nowhere. But having said that, when the scales arrived at me, with the guy that was weighing my side of the lake had only had a 50 pound top weight at that point, so the fisheries fish really hard. So I'm going to go and see what the results are now, and I'll probably overlay them onto this video if I use this piece of video, but I thought it'd just be worth having this because there's not going to be a lot of footage. I'm probably going to combine the Acorn footage with tomorrow's footage, which will be from the sedges. I've got an open at sedges. Again, it's another midweek affordable, and so next time you see me, it'll be a few seconds for you, but it will be a whole day for me. I'll be at the sedges, hopefully drawing and fishing a lot better. Thank you very much. Bye bye.